All right, Chelsea fans, welcome back to another episode. That's right, of the World is Blue podcast. Dan, one of your hosts here alongside Nick, and we are coming to you at just about 10 p.m. Eastern time after Chelsea got it done in the Company Cup. Absolutely the truest winners of the tournament, beating PSG 3-0. Chelsea get it done on the day. An absolute delight for everyone in attendance. An absolutely masterful bit of work from Enzo Moresca. Some wonderfully cold movements from Cole Palmer. And Joao Pedro getting into it as well, with Rob Sanchez also finding a way to be big old B.O.B. on the day. Nick, this one, much like our Porto podcast, is a little bit more vibes heavy. So we're just going to call that out at the very, very tippity top of this episode. Way more vibes, way more excitement. We were in the stands in New Jersey at MetLife Stadium. We had a chance to watch Chelsea get it done in person, and just thoughts, feelings right off the top about how you're feeling after this and what you think this win means for Chelsea.
Yeah, I mean, it's an incredible fucking performance. I mean, the PSG are the best team in the world for my money on most days, and Chelsea just decimated them. I mean, it was we were sat there in the stands, and I think there was some cautious optimism before the game. Like, if things go well, maybe there's a route for Chelsea to win this thing. And I wouldn't say that I was on like the most optimistic side of that, which is going to just shock everybody on this show. But like, we start with the first 5 minutes. The team, I was like, hey, let's make it through 20 minutes. Let's see how it goes.
They did just that for you.
Yeah, they sure did. PSG are notoriously fast starters. They press right away. They do like the kick and run. And Chelsea were just so prepared for them at every single turn. And, their press didn't work. Their shithousery didn't work. Chelsea had the mentality in this game to put it away. And it's as dominant a football as we've seen Chelsea play in a long, long, long time. So very, very excited about this.
Look, some of us in the tailgate, in the pregame festivities, obviously the New York Blues putting on a wonderful time for everybody who's visiting from out of town or visiting from other parts of the greater New York area.
Huge shout out to them. There's a lot of people there too.
They've killed it the entirety of the tournament for everything that they've hosted, along with everybody else who has been hosting Chelsea supporters across the U.S. as a part of this competition. But look, some of us were predicting that Chelsea were going to win. I was going 2-1. This blew the expectations out of the water in the way that they dominated this game. A way more physical performance from this Chelsea team really bodied them to the point where they didn't want to be there. I think that generally, this PSG team wanted none of the smoke that Chelsea were putting down the day. Chelsea absolutely, I think there was the one comment where someone said the mistake that they made was wearing white so that Chelsea thought they were going to play Tottenham.
We gave them the "Are you Tottenham in disguise?" chant from the stands.
It's right around the 65th minute or so that one came out. Now
I know our PSG friends don't really know that much about Tottenham, but it's not what you want to hear for sure. That certainly isn't. So
yeah, it was great. It was a great result. It was a great performance. I mean, I think you could get into a whole bunch of talking points in this one. I mean, maybe do you just want to start on some of the player-specific performance elements? I mean, you have to go maybe with Cole Palmer at the top, just 2 goals on the day, the masterful assist to Joao Pedro, and then, the superior player of the tournament as well. So, I mean, Cole got it done. Cole got it done on the biggest stage. And so if anybody was wondering, can this guy do it in big moments? I think Cole Palmer proved that he could.
Joao Pedro crowned him. And I think I think we've all been kind of like, hey, when's he going to start scoring again? And then
he's been doing that recently.
And then you get one in the semifinal, and then you get another couple in today, and absolutely skinned Mendes. I mean, it was just easy for him twice. I mean, the first one is a little bit of a junk play. Malo Gusto shoots with his left inexplicably for no reason, slides it over to Cole Palmer, who just guides the ball into the bottom corner. This was after we thought he ripped one in the first 10 minutes, which would have been an incredible goal. And then the second one, I mean, we were just watching the highlights here while eating some pizza, and I'll tell you, he faked out 3 guys.
He pulled 3 players out of it. Yeah. I mean, he made the same move each time where it was the horizontal move across the box to pull people out and then rip the shot into the bottom left-hand side. I think he knew something about the way that Donnarumma was diving towards his right that he felt like there was a really good opportunity to take advantage of there. So Cole basically mimics 2 goals and then had that rip and shot, as you mentioned, in the first 10 minutes. Could have had more. I mean, I think there was one kind of penalty shout. I was really hoping for the Cole Palmer hat trick in this one. But again, it's like getting the best dessert in the world and being like, oh, could I have like extra sprinkles on top? It was still amazing regardless of that fact. And yeah.
Well, and look, like we were just in the Conference League final, about a month and a half ago. And he decided in that game, it was the first time that we'd seen it in a while, that he was just going to be the best player in the world. Mm. And, he's not going to win the Ballon d'Or this year, but you better recognize that this kid is special. Like, there is no opponent too big. He was hyping the crowd up. He was hyping his teammates up. You could just tell what a game like this did to his mentality, that he wanted to raise his game to meet or best, a very, very good PSG team with a lot of really talented players. Mendes probably the best left back in the world right now. Well, him and Cucurella probably fighting it out on that one, frankly. But it's astonishing to see when it clicks for Cole Palmer. Good night. I mean, it is game over. And we were doing, you pulled up the compilation of the hate watches that Arsenal, United fans, all these other Liverpool fans were doing. And they all had to go, this guy's just incredible.
Yeah.
He's just incredible. There was a lot of hate for him, when he was in his little slump, and people were like, oh, he's never going to get back to, the Poch era Cole Palmer, who was so free scoring and doing everything. But he was just electric today.
Yeah, very, very fun to watch. Great on the day. As you mentioned, there were a couple of times where, there were free kicks in the second half where it was coming towards us because we were with the Chelsea section. So we were on the opposite side of, unfortunately, watching those goals in the first half. And thankfully, that was enough to get it done with 3 goals that we had there. He, a couple of times, was doing the, raising the arms in the air, making sure people were getting excited. I mean, he wasn't the only one, though. I mean, we could go anywhere with the next player. Can I twist a little bit and give you a surprise one for the next player?
Sure.
B.O.B. I'm going to go with Bob next. I think Rob Sanchez gets a lot of hate, sometimes very rightfully so.
Yeah.
But in this game, the accuracy with some of the balls forward, insane distribution. I don't know, somehow he now has Amazon logistics in his head and was able to do fulfillment without any issue or problem. You had some amazing saves. There were 1 or 2 where you're you kind of fumbled here, but on the day he gets it done. Masterful performance from him, and I mean, frankly, ends up being the keeper of the tournament on top of it too, which is not what I was expecting at all when we started this competition. So I think there's a huge recognition for Rob Sanchez on the day, what he did. I mean, I think you've seen it too, that there's a relationship that he has with Enzo Moresca and the way that they usually tend to find each other first for goal celebrations or for post-match celebrations. Clearly, there's a relationship that's going to carry into next season for him with that.
Yeah, I mean, makes a couple of really huge saves too. One off the line, which was incredibly important. I mean, I didn't see this coming. This is the biggest surprise of the whole tournament for me, is him just deciding that the tracking was going to be completely on for some of these long balls. And Chelsea, Enzo Moresca mentioned this in the post match, but I think Malagusto did too. We saw a huge vulnerability with the way that they play down both wings.
Yeah.
And instead of messing around and letting their press get to us, which we have done before, we decided that we were just going to bypass all the press and go long. And there were just a couple of peach balls that were just right out there. It was perfect. And whether it was, you take your pick of players, whether it was Malagusto, whether it was Cole Palmer, whether it was, Joao Pedro getting out wide. I mean, Pedro Neto getting out wide, who kind of played like a wingback function today. I mean, it was a beautiful setup. It was a great tactical setup, but the ball had to be there, and it was.
Yeah, and I mean, you kind of think about the way that we set up. I mean, he puts Reese back in the midfield again, so he really wanted to contest and dominate the midfield, which I think was the big kind of area of concern heading into this one. Was like, how would we stack up? And we really outmuscled them the whole game. We were a more physical side. We were a more dominant side. We absolutely put them on the back foot for minute one all the way to the end. And it was funny. I think there was we had 122 passes with 4 shots, and they had 270 at one point with the one shot. Again, this is the inverse of you don't need possession to win games. You don't need to win the possession game. You can win it with some really, really great tactical shots and movement that you have there, which was enabled by winning midfield, the distribution from Bob, the absolutely wonderful play of Cole Palmer, and so many others. I mean, again, okay. So we went through Cole Palmer. We went through Rob Sanchez. Again, everybody gets an 11 out of 10 in this game.
Yeah.
Everybody on the grading scale is getting an 11 out of 10.
Yep.
Is there another play you want to go to next? Because there's a lot of flowers you want to give out today.
Moises Caicedo is the best midfielder in the world.
Wow. Okay. Best midfielder in the entire world. Not even more defensive midfielder, just midfielder flat.
He's nuts.
He's fun to watch.
He's nuts. I mean, look, PSG's midfield is really difficult to handle. They had an incredible year. Vitinha is such a difficult pickup because he's just a pass and move merchant. Joao Neves and Fabian Ruiz are established internationals. They are very, very good. And they both tore up Real Madrid without any issue. And then they ran into Moises Caicedo. And nothing.
I mean, he got his card in the 36th minute.
Which was bullshit, by the way, but sure, yes.
Well, so Neto gets one for arguing, Caicedo gets one for arguing, and then a few minutes later, Gusto got one for a foul. But to play at that level with, I would say for Gusto, for Caicedo, and for Pedro Neto, who were all doing a ton of dirty defensive work to run that whole game without any issue to the end of it, as a hats off type of performance too, and the way that they dedicated themselves to the positional awareness. I mean, Pedro Neto was doing some great defensive play, which I think really helped Marco Correa have a kind of another phenomenal game too. I mean,
it takes to beat a team like this, and this is the thing that probably is my biggest takeaway the entire game.
Yeah.
It takes full commitment. You cannot have a doubt that someone's going to be where they should be. You cannot have a doubt that you're going to make the extra run so that PSG doesn't make an easy pass. PSG didn't make an easy pass all fucking day. They were contested every single place. Chelsea set traps in midfield everywhere, and they could not come close to figuring it out. And whereas we saw Chelsea try this against Flamengo and fail miserably at it. We were just all over the place, and it was kind of the first time that setup had been used. This was like watching a team do its master's thesis in front of you. Really, really clinical, really strong. Moises Caicedo is, again, nuts. He is insane to watch. It's not Conte, it's something different, but it is still incredible to behold. You had Enzo Fernandez making incredibly hard runs all over the place to press higher. Mm-hmm. And then you had Reece James slotting in and cleaning up. And it was, I think we still probably have a few doubts about Reece James' long-term prospects in midfield, but for a performance like this today, it was electric to watch them work together. And then, you get all the other hard defensive work that we reference. I mean, it's commitment like we saw in the Champions League final.
Yeah. And again, you have a lot of players here. I mean, someone like Joao Pedro, who comes in, is only making his third appearance for Chelsea, only his second start, ends up now with 3 goals to put himself into that kind of position there. Beautiful ball that he put past Donnarumma just over the top was quite delicious. I mean, his ability, I think, what was your tweet afterwards?
Would PSG like some salsa with that chip?
I don't think they want salsa or chips anymore. I think they're done.
But then he did a little samba after.
He was feeling himself. I mean, think about that type of journey. And we had talked about this in the post-match review with Nath and Jess around, would Joao Pedro start this game based upon the fact that he scores 2 goals. Obviously, Liam Delap was coming back, Nico Jackson was coming back, and Enzo Moresca said, "Look, I got a hot hand. I'm going to roll with it. I'm going to put him up top." And he found something that worked really, really well in the way that both Neto, Joao Pedro were all creating space for one another across that attack that allowed us to really make it difficult for Marquinhos and others in the PSG defense to not really know how much they should dedicate to any one particular attacker, which we've had problems last season. It's like, oh, hey, we're just going to put 3 people on Cole Palmer and we're going to figure out and force Chelsea to score with somebody else. And now if someone in Joao Pedro is like, okay, cool, I'll take that. You want to put 1 or 2 people on Cole Palmer? Give me a one-on-one. Give me a one-on-one with the keeper. I will absolutely get it done. And I did love, though, his celebration where he mocked putting the crown on top of Cole Palmer's head. I like my guy Joao Pedro. I think, look, from Brighton to transferring in last week to winning the Club World Cup, not many better starts for a Chelsea career than that one.
In the space of a week, I went from lukewarm about that transfer to not just because of the Club World Cup, but the traits that I'm seeing from him as a striker are incredibly valuable. His hold-up play, the fact that he can have the landing pad on his chest if we need to go long, and he can control it. He can bring other people into play. That striker room just got a hell of a lot more competitive. And I think if you're Nico Jackson and you're Liam Delap, you're probably like, Jesus, these guys are he's legitimately talented. And,
I will say, to be fair, Liam Delap should have had 1.
Probably
sure.
2. He probably should have.
Should have had 1 with Donnarumma making the most ridiculous save.
It was a phenomenal
save. I think the second one, he
should have done better.
He should have done better. So, the one where he was carrying it horizontally, he needed to probably push it beyond Donnarumma because Donnarumma had come forward to commit. He needed that extra half step. If he had done that, he would have had the easiest dink and tap in for a goal there. So, for his cameo, for him coming in, he was not screwing around at all. There was absolutely a ton of shithouse that he brought to the game.
Well, and like you talk about, he's not screwing around. I think when you see what Joao Pedro does and how effortlessly he slotted into this team after 0 time, he's interacting and making things easy for other players, and then he's doing the business himself. 3 goals in a week. If you're Nico Jackson or Liam Delap, every opportunity that you get moving forward, whether it's as a 2 with him or, on your own in a game, whatever, you got to go score 2 goals. You got to make it seem like, I'm going to be the number 1 at Chelsea. I'm going to be the number 1 striker. So I think the competition in that striker room right now, that is going to be something. It is really going to be something. And I hope, obviously, after a well-deserved 3 weeks off for this entire group who have...
because the Premier League starts again in just about a month.
Yep. And and look, after a well-deserved break, I hope that they all come back and they're ready to fight it out together, because to have a strike force that can deliver goals more regularly, to get from 60 goals scored in the league to somewhere in the mid-80s or even edging towards 90 goals in the league, is the difference between finishing in 4th and finishing much higher.
Mm-hmm.
And I think the other thing that I want to talk about today, Dan, is just the expectations game now has completely and utterly shifted.
Well, before that, let's finish off on some of the player conversation here. Did you
go through the whole lineup? Is that what you're going to do?
Why not? Why not? They're all fucking heroes today. They're all fucking legends. They got it done. We went into 2 brand new competitions or competition formats, and in a month and a half's time, we won both of them. So if you want to say, what have Chelsea done? What is their history? We won it all. We won it all. We fucking won it all. And you can create another new tournament next year. We'll win it again.
Yeah.
That's just what Chelsea does. Chaos and trophies to the max. We got it absolutely across the line in this.
If Infantino wants to put Chelsea in the World Cup next year, we'll probably win that too. I mean, it's okay. I would just say, like, on all of it, right? Like this team in a month and a half, right? First trophy lift for Reece James as captain. Really important moment. I think we all sense that and his pride at lifting a trophy for Chelsea.
Mm-hmm.
Levi Colwell's answer yesterday to Zach Lowe's question of, they're basically unbeatable. What are you guys going to do? And he gave that little smirk. Well, I guess we're just going to have to go do what we do. There is some character that is developed. And our boy Mike Ryan said, for a team with no history, we sure do make a hell of a lot of it. This is a big, big moment for this team. It's not because this championship is not going to make or break Chelsea Football Club. But the performance against legitimately the best team in the world, to blow them off of the entire page.
Formerly the best team in the world,
Sure,
Nick.
yes.
Formerly the best team in the world. Because again, you get the title of best team in the world by winning this competition. So I just need to make sure that you amend that for the future, because we are the Club World Cup champions. I don't know if you're aware about that. The FIFA Club World Cup champions. Chelsea
the Cuppity
Football
Cup, yes.
It's not the Cuppity Cup anymore. Because this is the most serious tournament that's ever existed in all of football.
Well, you've said that all along, though. I mean,
I've always been telling you about how serious this competition is. Absolutely. It's the most important competition on any team's calendar. They circle it 4 years in advance. I mean, we're already looking forward to the next one 4 years from now, and that's the way it's going to be.
The hashtag Run It Back tour. Let's do it.
Yeah, Run It Back tour. Take it to the world. So did you have Malo Gusto and Levi Colwell on your board for both assisting a goal in this game?
Oh, can we talk about Levi's assist, first of all?
Levi's assist was great.
Oh, boy.
Malo's assist was great.
I think Stuff Sab says on Twitter, who's a very good follow and one that I really enjoy following, was like, sometimes you just have it.
He's had it this tournament.
Boy, man, he's gone from, like, I think a mid-season, like, still got to figure out who this guy is, to like, all right, yep, you're who we thought you were the entire time, and you're putting in big performances against big teams in the big moments. You're not taking shit from anybody, not all the post-game antics or any of that stuff. And, like, you're forming a partnership with a rotating cast on the other side, whether it be Trev Chalobah, who was also excellent today, whether it be Tosin, whether it be Benoit Badiashile, whether it be any West Fofana, any of these guys. They can all interchange at times, but without Levi, it doesn't really form a complete picture. It's a ball. It's his right foot. It's his weak foot that he makes the assist on. He's stupid talented, dude. I mean, stupid talented.
I'll say a very good redemption game from Malo Gusto.
Yeah, huge game from Malo Gusto. Wow.
Yeah, the way that he was being able to bomb forward, and you kind of talked about it earlier, the way that Chelsea exploited the wings, really pressed back, pressed them into very disadvantageous positions for PSG, where then you created the opportunity for Cole, for other players to kind of get the space that they needed. Like, he had a really, really good game. I think we have had, some moments this past season where Malo Gusto was rightfully criticized, but the way that Enzo Moresca has adjusted the lineup, adjusted the formation a little bit, changed some of the tactics, has really put Chelsea in a position to leverage the strength from way more players than we've seen previously. When you bring in someone like Joao Pedro, a little bit more move in the front, you bring Reece in the midfield, you give opportunity for both Pedro Neto and Malo Gusto to really kind of have a lot more license, and then, gives Cucurella an opportunity to kind of invert in as he needed. It's great.
Malo Gusto is not an inverting fullback.
No.
We've known that. And I think, like, probably a good transition point as any to talk about Enzo Moresca.
Huge for Enzo Moresca.
This game today, the setup, the performance, the seriousness in which he took it, and took the entire tournament, I think, to be fair. Yeah. Now that we've seen it play out, it's much different than what we previewed, right, all the way back, a month ago. This is a big moment for him.
Yeah.
he just dismantled the idea that PSG are unbeatable after they beat their run in the Club World Cup knockouts was 18 goals scored and 0 conceded. No problem. Don't worry about it. Got it. And your point about the way he's changed the setup to maximize the strengths of the players that he has, not the ones that he wish he could have, right? This is what a good coach does. A good coach goes, okay, the end of the season, pretty dicey, got it over the line and feel good, but we got to start changing some stuff. And we were there in Philadelphia when the first ruminations of that change started.
Yeah.
And it was not pretty.
No.
But the evolution from that moment forward, right? That was game 2 against Flamengo.
Yeah.
This was game 7. So from game 2 to game 7 is a remarkable bit of adaptation. I have to believe that this sets him up to have a phenomenal season, right? That he's going to have different talent in this year than he had last year. But the fact that he has molded the side to play a little bit more to their strengths, to play a little bit more on the counterattack, right? Not always, but a lot of the time. We showed that we can control the game against Benfica, dominate with the ball, constrict them, basically make them useless. And then we said, hey, PSG, have the ball. Have 65% of possession or whatever it was, right? Have twice as many passes as we did. No worries.
Yeah, no problem.
We're just going to bang you on the counter 3 times.
I mean, you have 3 goals in this game. You have 2 goals the game prior, 2 on the game prior, 4-1 the game prior. That was Benfica, Palmeiras, Fluminense, and PSG. No chumps in that grouping of teams that you've been able to really kind of push forward against. And then if you go to Esperance, 3-0, and 2-0 against LAFC, you really only you've one bad game the whole damn tournament. And again, he took it very seriously. He took it the same level of seriousness that he took the Europa Conference League with. I think that's a testament to the way he's carrying himself, the way he's as an ambassador for Chelsea Football Club to the world. And I mean, a couple of things that I really liked in this performance. I mean, he gave himself, I think it was the 3rd minute of extra time in the second half, where he kind of started like being a little giddy on the chair, where he's like, oh, okay, championship to fucking champion of the world. Like, what a year over year come up for him to have. And then I will say the other thing I really loved is there was a not even expected shithouse. There was a lot of shithouse at the full-time whistle with Luis Enrique and others. He ran in there and got people separated, was pulling his players back, gave Donnarumma a little bit of like, hey man, like we just need to get this settled. Like, hats off to have that kind of awareness. I mean, I think the first thing you want to be doing is celebrating after that. And he just kind of landed in there, did the right thing, got it done. Hats off Enzo Moresca. Phenomenal season for him. Back in top 4, winning the Conference League, and now champions of the world.
And I think we all remember Fulham when Pedro Neto got the winner, and how things felt then and how things feel now. It is a huge transition.
Can we start the Premier League season now? Can we please?
I mean, honestly, let's just keep it rolling. I mean, this is...
Why stop?
Yeah. I think just to make note of the end of game, PSG were embarrassed in this game. They did not react well. There was a scrum after the final whistle. Christopher Nkunku, I think, was in there with Bradley Barcola. And then for whatever reason, Luis Enrique lost his fucking mind. And not only grabs Joao Pedro around the throat, hits out at him, tries to punch him. It's a weak attempt, to be fair. But he's going to get a serious bit of punishment here.
Like, for sure.
You cannot do that. It is, and it's not who I thought he was as a manager. It might not be. Maybe this is just like a terrible moment for him, and he didn't react in the best way. But like, I thought he had more class than that. And I thought that his team would have more class than that after their remarkable season that they just put together. And it really is surprising to me. I mean, the end of the game, Cucurella's hair pull by Joao Neves. Some of the tackles that flew in, Barcola flew in a terrible tackle at the end of that game.
Yeah.
They started hitting out, kicking out, acting incredibly poorly at the end of the game. And I think I marked this one down because they're going to be pissed. The way that UEFA works, goddamn well we're going to see them in the Champions League.
Sure.
It's a lock that we're going to see them in the Champions League, whether it's the league phase stage or the knockout stage.
Oh, see them in the final. Knock them out again.
And I just think this is not the end of this story by a fair bit. I think Chelsea are ready for that challenge now.
I think we want it. I think coming into this game,
I wanted this game. Yes.
Yeah. This is where Chelsea live. This is where Chelsea feast.
Yes.
This is where Chelsea's DNA was created, is an underdog, drag them out, punch them in the mouth football, and you just rock and roll the entire time. It's so fucking good.
There was that tweet, is like, playing Chelsea in a final when they're underdogs must be a terrifying prospect.
Yeah.
And we were big underdogs in this game. I think the coronation for PSG started last week. And
it started, and basically I think everybody thought whoever won the Real Madrid PSG game was going to win.
Yeah.
And that Chelsea was just basically coming for an invitational and to go collect the runner-up medals.
Make up the numbers and all that sort of stuff. And I'll tell you, man, like I said in our preview, right, on Friday, that I remember the evolution between when Bayern Munich kicked the shit out of us to when we won the Champions League.
Yeah.
We didn't need PSG to kick the shit out of us to feel like this evolution, while it may not be a Champions League winner this year, is certainly heading in a positive direction.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I know it's a made-up tournament. I know all this other stuff.
No, it is the most serious tournament in the world. Is the FIFA Club World Cup, the inaugural version of this, where Chelsea have dominated yet again in a competition that's super serious.
You have never called it the Cuppity Cup, and I respect you for that.
Again, very serious.
Yep. But like this performance, man, I love the result. I love the performance more. Does that make sense? Like I think the performance was, fuck you. We're just as good as you, and if you don't come out and play your A game, we're gonna kick the shit out of you, and we did.
Yeah, it completely makes sense to me. Where you've wanted and we've wanted to see this team where
elevate,
where 3-0 is absolutely embarrassing, demoralizing for the opposition on how it came to be. Not like, oh, we were walking out and it was two brothers, right? And like one's a PSG fan and one is a Chelsea fan, and he's kind of giving it to him. And the PSG brother was like, "Oh, I was kind of lucky on the day." I'm like, "What the fucking luck are you talking about?
No.
1-0, maybe lucky. 2-0, you're probably still on the point where it's not luck anymore, but maybe depending on the goal. 3-0, you can't sell that shit down the river, my man. Like that is done forever." This was absolutely a dominant performance. Again, we're super excited by what Chelsea have been able to put together.
Can we just take a moment for the haters, Dan? Because
the haters went hungry tonight.
Boy, it was a tough day for the haters. And, I think whether it's the media in general that have never really liked Chelsea, but certainly not this edition of Chelsea, whether it's all of the YouTubers who just had a horrific hate watch, whether it is, I think some members of our own community who did not really buy in, and I've been a vocal critic at times, so I raised my hand on this. The haters I think are maybe in retreat mode right now, because I'll give Troops, because Troops is a fucking moron. He did this at the end of the hate watch. Troops was so inconsolable that Chelsea were back up. And I think that to me gave me the most joy.
Well, because it's phase 1 Moresca. And that's the most important thing. Still in phase 1, 2 trophies, top 4, back in the Champions League. My man is getting it done.
And he just looked so bereft. He looked so inconsolable. Inconsolable is the word. If we get a Chelsea that has a real top top 2 race in the Premier League. It's us and probably Liverpool, City, Arsenal. That's probably the 4. They are going to lose their shit this year, and it is going to be glorious. And, I'm here for it.
I'm glad you're here for it, Nick. I mean, and we've talked around it a little bit. I did want to, there was some shithouse in this game. There were some expected bodies in this game. Did you have any moments that you wanted to call out in particular? Because you are a fan of the dark arts and you really enjoy when Chelsea can get it done on the day.
So Marc Cucurella gets fouled. This is not the hair pull.
Right.
This is an actual foul. And I think it was Doué. Doué goes over to try and get him off, and he basically curls up into a ball and wouldn't move. And he Doué tries to pick him up, and he won't move. And then the minute that Doué walks away, he springs up again. Marc Cucurella was on his bullshit today.
Yeah.
And I really appreciated that. I mean, I think there were crunching tackles all over the place in this game. I mean, there was the Liam Delap where he got, on the set piece, got into the mixer, and Donnarumma came over and shoved him. And then he was like, there's 4 of you here. There's one of me, there's 4 of you. And then Levi went over and was the enforcer. Again, this is our guys are picking up supporting roles.
Yeah.
Right? Levi doesn't need an invitation to these sorts of encounters.
He does not, no.
Reece James doesn't need an invitation.
They invite themselves to the party.
Yeah. But when a moment happens, it's oh, my dude's in trouble, I'm going to go get him.
Yeah.
Right? And that's 2 years ago. That's not what we saw.
It's a maturation of the fight mentality.
Totally.
The scrappiness required to really go toe-to-toe with the best teams in the world. And again, now the question is, which team is going to be as punchy as we are to go up against the best team in the world? Because that's Chelsea Football Club right now. Again, and winners of the Club World Cup, if you don't remember that.
Can we talk about the narrative now?
Ooh, okay. Yeah, the expected narrative for next season?
Yeah, XN, if you will. I had hoped that the narrative would be, wow, this Chelsea team are actually on the way up.
Yeah.
I think we're past that now. I think the narrative from the broader media was oh shit.
Yeah.
This actually is pretty decent. These guys are not screwing around. I think the narrative from the fan bases are going to be insane. I think our expectations of ourselves had to jump dramatically today, right? I think when we do our season preview, it's not going to be ho-hum. Hopefully we get top 4 again. So anything to say about that?
I mean, look, I think there's a little wine on us energy heading into next season about a lot of things, Nick.
I found that shirt. Isn't that fun?
You did find that shirt. I mean, it was us the whole goddamn time. Scooby-Doo. Whoop. There we go. Mask off. As Cole Palmer there, ready to skin. So, I mean, I agree with you that, and it's the best possible thing to have expectations rising.
Yes.
Because that means you're getting the job done. And so for Moresca, for the players, for, again, you have to say, hey, when Stanley and Stewart, you guys brought in Joao Pedro. Joao Pedro was a critical part of this. Hats off for some of the work that you've done to get this Chelsea team assembled, to give Enzo Moresca what he needs to put out a team capable of competing and beating PSG, the Champions League winners from this past season, without issue. And so there's a lot of recognition that has to happen from top to bottom. And at the same time, then now the expectation has to increase from top to bottom as well, for players to have season over season improvement, for the manager to continue to ideate and find things that work and not be so rigid or regimented that he can't do other things. Because there were points last season where Enzo Moresca really struggled to move off of his identity for what football should be. But then last 6 or 7 games, he said fuck it, we're just gonna I'm gonna go win football games and I don't care how it looks. Best type of mentality for a manager to have. And then you have now sporting directors and owners that need to kind of continue to raise the expectation too. You need to have a front of kit sponsor, and it needs to be a badass front of kit sponsor that's going to pay you a ton of money so you can get more players. you need to go get a Jordan Brand deal for the kit because again, you're going to have a badge on your shirt for 4 years that is going to absolutely infuriate fans as they look at it. And they're like, wait a minute, like, you guys, that was like 4 years, like 3 years ago. You guys still have that badge on there. Like, yeah, because we won the whole fucking thing. Like, that was the whole point of the tournament.
Yeah. If you're going to play in a final, you might as well win it. I agree, though. I mean, this is everything, right? Like, this is proof that the model can work.
Mm-hmm.
This is proof that the team can do this over a short stretch. It is not proof that this is a whole season.
No.
It is not proof that this team can do it in the Champions League. And so, like, the expectations for everybody go up. The pressure goes up because I think, there's been a hell of a lot of patience by a lot of fans given to this team the past 3 years. And even like at the end of Roman and all the shenanigans that happened there. This is now like I think we're in the expectations game where like we expect the team to go out and fight. We expect the team to figure out new ways to solve problems. We expect that the sporting director is going to go get the rest of their targets now after gaining 140 million pounds in this thing. Like I expect great things.
Mm-hmm.
I expect Chelsea Football Club things. So look, it's the best thing to have. It's growth, it's change, and I think it's a huge bit of accomplishment, but it's not the end.
No, and I mean, you see things that are kind of starting to form, right? Like we know that Estevao is super excited to be joining the team. He's kind of had some fun tweets at the end of it there. You have Andre Sanchez who comes in the 61st minute and has a real bang up job as a substitute in this one to kind of help stabilize things as we head into the end part of the match. Like there's so many good storylines now with this team, with individual players, with the movement that they're making in their own identity and how they're going to then take that into the league. I think we're maybe at the point still, and this is kind of how I felt when, Tuchel was here. Like Chelsea were really good at like knockout competition football, but they were not yet, or were not dominant enough to be able to string together a 38 game Premier League season. And so the big challenge I think now is Moresca has shown in 2 competition formats that he is capable of taking this team from start to finish, from rope to rope. So now the expectation, the challenge is going to be, how do you do it in a 38 game Premier League season while also balancing the need to advance in those other competitions? Because it's not going to be the opportunity to rotate fully the 11 with the Champions League coming up. Like it is going to be a requirement to say, hey, Cole Palmer is going to have to, like, how are you going to manage Cole Palmer? How are you going to leverage Joao Pedro? How are you going to make that rotation of strikers work? How are you going to get a replacement in for Marco Correa so he's not playing 70 games next season? Like there's a whole lot that he's going to have to do, that the team are going to have to do, and the players are going to have to do. But the best possible problem when you're the champions of the world, when the world is blue, you just get the opportunity to have that heavy problem. We'll take it all day.
I mean, heavy is the head that wears the crown, Cole Palmer, right? Like the expectations are going to be heavy on him next year to replicate some of his best and eliminate some of the stuff that didn't go that well this year, right? And Enzo Maresca is going to have to figure out a way to continue to bed Josh into the team, to get him experience, and to figure out a way to get Estevao into the team, and to figure out a way to continue to get Andre into the team, and Asugo, and to figure out the right balance of all this stuff. It's a big challenge.
We signed David Gittins, by the way, so like he's not even the person we've talked about yet. I mean, Chelsea have other work that they might look to get done. I guess any other thoughts with this one? Because I think Chelsea leave this tournament, head back to London. Players get the opportunity to go rest, refresh, reset for the upcoming season. It does feel as if the culmination of this season, it finally all clicked, and Chelsea are back on the true trajectory with what this club is, which is about winning. And winning is always the best, Nick. It's the fucking why sport exists. And so Chelsea get it done. Chelsea are champions of the world. Is there anything else more you need to say?
No.
Okay, well, that's it. I mean, that was the fucking episode. I mean, look, I think this was a competition when we started. There was a lot of questions around whether or not teams are going to take it seriously. Most every team that was in this competition took it extremely seriously. I think everybody was the beneficiary of that. Chelsea get an opportunity to test their mettle, to prove that they're the best team in the world currently, and they get to hold that title for 4 years. So enjoy it, Chelsea fans. Enjoy getting that badge on your kit for this season. I think it's going to look pretty nice. It's going to look pretty nice. So that's going to do it for this one. We are done. We are toasted. We are roasted. And we are ready to enjoy an actual postseason for Chelsea Football Club at this point on the 13th of July at time of recording. But until next time, Chelsea fans, you know what to do. Keep the blue flag flying high.